All right, so right when we ran out of time there, we were working on getting Blair's fingers to come alive. So let's go ahead and take a look, see where we ended up. Do a little threshold. Great, we can start to see them there. Let's see if we're missing anything else. We are missing a bunch down in here. If we wanted to, we could probably dodge those, lighten them up a little bit. Check those out again. All right, we got a couple fingers there. We got an apple. We can kind of see that will work out to be an apple there. A little weird maybe with the contrast right there, but hopefully for this project, I'm going to kind of move forward and we can get onto the rest of this here. So if we're taking a look at the directions, we've gone ahead, we've done our dodging, our burning. We need to make our adjustment permanent now. So we need to go back to here, image adjustment threshold. We said 107 was going to be our number we were shooting for. We'll go ahead and click OK. And at this point, step 4 is optional. We need to add a little bit of blur to it. This part can go drastically wrong. It says that you can do anywhere between a 0.5 to 1.5. So let's go ahead and just see what it does. We're going to go to our we're going to go to our filter menu and go to blur. And we want to make sure we're getting a Gaussian blur. So filter, blur, and Gaussian. So in here, anywhere between 0.5 to 1.5. I think 0.5 is plenty. I would even maybe go a little less on this one. We don't want to lose too much of the sharpness of the image. So we'll click OK. We've got that portion done. Now our next step in the directions is to get the magic wand tool up and start making some selections here. So we'll get the magic wand up. We'll click in the white once. All right. With that being done, then we need to go to the choose select similar. All right. So we'll go to select and then similar. And now what that has done is it has gone throughout the entire document and selected all of the white that is out there. So after that's being done, it says that we want to press the delete to delete all of the white from the photo. Now you can see that stuff is gone. When I do Control D, you see that we don't know where that shoulder is anymore. We've kind of lost that out there. That's why it would be important if we turn the bottom picture back on. You can kind of see we should have probably burned more along this edge and burned some along the outside there, so that when it comes time to fill this in, we know where all those pieces are supposed to be. But again, we rushed our threshold a little bit to get to this point. Once you have cleaned up and you got rid of all the white in your document, it's time to start painting our document with color. So what we need to really understand here is that the black layer never gets any color put onto it, right? We want to make sure that it stays black. We want to create a new layer underneath it. And every time we add a new layer, we want to make sure, or add a new color, it needs to be a new layer. So with this layer copy being done, I'm actually going to come up here and push the lock symbol. The directions don't tell you to, but I think it does help. And we just always want to make sure we're keeping that copy up top. Now, with that being said, we can start defining some color areas, right? So we've got our first layer of color selected here. I'm going to take my polygon lasso and come in here and start to color. You can see I'm working on the skin tone of layer right now, right? So this would be a layer that maybe I would come in and I would call skin. You go back home. So now I have a selection. I'm on layer 1. Where do I get the color from? Well, there's a couple ways you could do it. I turn the photo back on, and then if I come out here and click on the photo itself, right? So if I didn't have the picture on, I would have had to have guessed what the color was supposed to be, right? I could double click on the swatch here and click OK. Nothing's really happening yet, right? So what you have to do is do a shift backspace. And where it says content, we want to go to color. And then, I could go ahead and choose a color if I wanted. But here's the trick. Turn on the background color really quick. Do your shift backspace, get your color layer up there, and then come out to your image. And you can click on an area, click OK, and now it's just filled it in with color. When I turn that off, now I've started to build up the color for my document. I'm going to want to call this face skin, right? So you want to be pretty descriptive in the layers that you make. I'm going to go ahead and make another layer. Maybe the face should be on the bottom because that's the biggest, widest layer. You've got her hands that can be drawn in. You've got the apple. You've got the jacket. But if we were to kind of take a really quick, rough look at the jacket here, I'm going to work my way around. This is where you'd want to spend a little more time with the jacket because, oops, let's turn some stuff back on. If you turn that bottom photo on, you see how we now have the ability to figure out where the jacket really is. And that helps a little bit so we can get some of that dialogue back that we were missing. Zoom out. And we're really honestly trying to hide most of our clicks behind the black. So we'll just work our way up here. So we've got our hand. A lot of little clicks. Oops, made a mistake. So what can I do to fix that? Ooh, without having to redo everything, I can hold shift and I can add back up to my selection. Right, I'm gonna do this kind of quick. Come back home over here where I started. All right, so I do have her thumb there. If I made a mistake like that, I could hold the Alt key. Alt takes away from your selection. I can make a tiny little circle around her thumb there. And now on my layer 1, which is now going to be the coat, if I do a shift backspace, I'm into color, right? I click on color. I then click on her jacket. I click OK. Boom, it's now filled it in. So if I turn off the background photo, you can see I'm starting to build up the coat there. And I would continue this process throughout the entire document. And then eventually I would follow these steps. Once you get all the way through this, you get all your different pieces. You got to have a minimum of, let's say, 5 different colors on the screen. You can do the eyes, the lips, the hat, the background, but all of these need to stay a different color. So that'll get you down to step 13. I'll pick up with a new video at step 13.